Hello, folks. Welcome to the funeral of the world. After a week of relatively peaceful time, the world is about to blow in our faces. Again. Well, where should I start? Iran? Quite possibly so. The negotiations with the US have not been successful so far, and Obama threatens them with war, though he claims that it's in the interests of Iranian people. Right, Iranian people. Yeah, we're going to come and kill some 10% of your population, dismantle your entire military, and remove all the sources of energy from your country. And we're doing it, and you're going to like it. Good for you, Americans. How about good for you when China and Russia start bombarding your country, overthrow your government? I don't think there are many countries left in the world who would be keen on aiding USA when they get kicked in the arse. Syria. Oh yes, that's the fun part today. Yes, Syrian government has no chemical weapons left. They have legislated a law that bans chemical weapons in the country. Yes. And yet there are the militant rebels who have not given up their chemical weapons. Everyone knows they have them. So, why is UN not demanding them to give their weapons up? Well, according to US Secretary of State John Kerry, they are not official power, they are not a government, so demands can't be made like a nation to another. That's bullshit. Technically speaking, there were times when there were not. There have been times like when Koreas have not been after Korea split into before they weren't recognized, there were lots of meddling against those unofficial nations by outsider countries like China and the US, mostly China and the US, also Russia a bit, I think. Pardon, Soviet Union at the time. So that did not prevent it. USA just does not want rebels to lose the chemical weapons, because if they were looked properly at, it would come painfully clear that the weapons were manufactured in the US by the government. And then they'd have to make up excuses how those chemical weapons ended up in Syria, and especially at the hands of the Syrian rebellion. Yes. Yeah, and also, yes. Also, US government has accused Russia of plotting to send Middle East into an era of Islamic extremism. Can't see any faults in that. Sounds like a perfectly sound idea. After all, the US politics are basically driven by Christian extremists, so it would bring some balance in the game. Or even better, let's stuck religion where it belongs, in religious life, and keep it out of politics and warfare, especially warfare. You could ask Pope Pius II's ghost what happens when you mix religion with warfare. Or maybe or if you don't want to ask a pope, you could go and ask Richard I Lionheart's ghost, or for the fuck's sake, Salah ad-Din's. I think I pronounced it correctly. Salah ad-Din. English sources usually pronounce it Saladin, but I think in Arabic you say it's Salah ad-Din. Not quite sure though. So, warfare and religion don't mix. Politics and religion don't mix. Economics and religion don't mix. Actually, religion mixes well only with your private life. Not everyone's private life anymore, it seems. But as for myself, I try to keep religion out of any other decisions than the naturally religious ones. It has importance in my life, but it has only religious importance. I have my political views, I have my views on global wars, I have my views on economics, and I would not want to mix them up with my religious views. That would get messy, especially if I were to gain any real power in the world in future. So, let's hop on to Brazil next. Brazil. The Brazilian president, don't remember her name, couldn't really pronounce it, said that Brazil and every intelligent government of every country in the world will be now spending funds to establish anti-intelligence network, anti-spying network, because the recent I lost the word. Well, the recent actions of the US actually the USA's NSA, so USA's National Security Agency, I think that's it, have been spying everywhere in the world. Nice. Sweet. So, the Brazilian president said that these unlawful acts of spying, of espionage, will be stopped in Brazil by the people of Brazil. Yeah. That sounds actually pretty intelligent. You know what would be better? That's right. If NSA stopped the shit already. Yeah. Also, India is one of USA's favorite surveillance targets. It's one of the latest bits Snowden has revealed, and I don't really think that India is the only one. If they are spying on India, they are most likely spying on the Pakistani as well. Everyone knows that China's spying on US and US spying on China. Same goes between US and Russia. That's normal. But why do they have to pull into their pool of shit any nation that has nothing to do with the shit that has been going on between East and West ever since the World War II? Peace, as long as we still have it. Tanox out.